the No Limiter Podcast, where we interview top business owners, entrepreneurs, and creators in every industry to help you set record-breaking months. Here's your host of the No Limiter Podcast, Regina Eileen Woodard.
Welcome to the No Limit Podcast, where I'll be interviewing top sales professionals across the world and professional people in the automobile industry. Just want to give you a little bit about my background and who I am. My name is Regina, the queen of car loans and credit. Been in the automobile business for over 21 years, and I've helped people for 21 years get into cars. My specialty is helping people with good credit, bad credit, no credit, and bankruptcy. I pride myself in why. You're probably saying, why do they call you the queen? Why do they call you the queen of car loans and credit? Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you tonight why they call me that. Or not tonight, today, this morning, this afternoon, whenever you're going to watch this video. The reason they call me the queen of car loans and credit is because I pride myself in walking you through the process. Whether you got good credit, bad credit, no credit, I'm going to walk you through the process. I'm going to be with you in the beginning of getting your vehicle. I'm going to be with you in the middle, and I'm going to be with you in the end. I'm going to walk you through the process. But what we're going to do, this video is tailored toward individual salespeople to help them take their A game to the next level. And I have my guy, my brother, my guest tonight, which is Charldyn Valcin, all the way out of Boston, Massachusetts. He is what? A God-fearing man, a husband, a father, a devoted man and church leader, youth leader in the church. He also is famous for what? His motto is, I'm not only the host, I'm your host. Let me say that again. His motto is, I'm not only the host, I am your host. Charldyn shows his clients how he is reliable. He shows his clients how he is relatable, reliable, and willing to do anything it takes to make his clients feel comfortable. Charldyn Valcin is my guest tonight, and he's all the way out of Boston, Massachusetts. Charldyn, are you there?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you for taking time out your busy schedule tonight. How's it going over there in Boston?
It's crazy in Boston with this weather and everything that's going on right now. But I tell you, we're gonna strive through everything. We know things will be well. We'll never, nothing's gonna stop us. No limit, no limit, no limit. But before I go any further, I want to say thank you for having me on this platform that you have definitely presented to all the sales professionals and everything like that. We definitely need that. And it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Absolutely. Thank you.
But Charldyn, you're new to the audience. You're not new to me, but tell the audience a little bit about yourself. I know that you got to the United States in 1997. You weren't born here. Tell us a little bit about you.
All right. Absolutely. Yes. I am a Haitian American. I was born in Haiti. La Pointe. Most people don't know La Pointe, but they know Port-au-Prince. So I'm from Haiti. I migrated from Haiti to Florida, and now live in Boston, Massachusetts. And like Regina, the queen of car loan and credit, said, I am a God-fearing man, a husband to my wonderful, beautiful wife, Stephanie Valcin, and our two blessed children, Noah and Nicholas. Amazing. I love them. And of course, I'm not only the host, I am your host, where I am an MC. I host weddings, graduation, birthday parties, sweet 16s, corporate events, you name it. If it doesn't have me compromising my brand and what I stand for, I absolutely would be hosting. And also, I have been a salesman for about almost 6 years now at Prime Acura in Westwood. We are the number one Acura dealership in Westwood in Massachusetts. And I've been doing it since, and number one, doing it, killing it, about 15 to 21 cars a month. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. That's
So,
me.
Charldyn, this leads me to my first question. How did you get involved in the automobile business?
Okay, so I used to collect in the behalf of U.S. Department of Education for about maybe almost 9 years. And then I became a manager. Then I was like, I'm managing people and they making more money than me because the management, we had a cut of type of bonuses. And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. So I wanted to definitely provide for my family. I wanted to be in a position where, first of all, I'm self-motivated. So I said, what can I do that I could just motivate myself and I have no limits to excel and no limits to how much I could bring home or no limits to how many cars I could bring. And at that time, back in the day, I was doing Uber, and then I dropped someone off at a Stop and Shop, I believe, and then I saw Acura. And for me, I'm always ready. My resume is always ready. And I went to the dealership. I said, by any chance, are you guys hiring? And you know what they told me? They said no.
So wait a minute. Let me just get this clear. So you went to it. You were Ubering, right?
Yeah.
You went. Wait a minute. So you went to the dealership and you said to them, "Are you hiring?" So you introduced yourself to the automobile business. Is that right?
Absolutely. Because I know you could sell as many cars as you want. There's no cap, you know? So so I was trying to not limit myself. So I said, are you guys, by any chance, are you guys hiring? And they said, nope. Then I was like, wow. I was like, wow, okay. Can you guys at least, look at my resume because I have that. They saw I was very persistent, and they read my resume. And then pretty much I was speaking to the manager, and then he had me speak to another manager. Then he had me speak to the general manager, and boom, bada boom, 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 shakalaka boom. They was like, you know what? Call us at 10 a.m. And I called them at 9:59 the next day. And they're like, oh, awesome. Come in and talk to us again. And then that's all she wrote. And that's how I got started with the automotive business. Pretty much, I wanted something different. I wanted something where I'm able to help people. I love helping people. And for me to put you in a vehicle that's safe for your family, put you in a vehicle that you're able to find your budget and then find a car that fits your budget, and I'm making money, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
Charldyn, what are some of the best resources or training or mentors that have got you to where you are today?
In the car business?
Yes. In the car business. Yes. I mean, Charldyn, I know you wear a lot of hats, right?
Yes. That's what I'm trying to.
Right. So you are a salesman. You're the top salesman at the dealership where you are. You are a host, right?
Yeah.
And so you were what?
I'm the host.
Host. Thanks for correcting me. You're the host. Your motto, you're the host.
Yes.
So just tell us a little bit about the hats that you wear.
Yes. So I, like you said, I'm the host. I'm a salesman. And also, of course, like you, I'm a regional sales director with a company that helps people that basically has less than perfect credit. Mm-hmm. And anyone that's looking to work from home, be able to partner with us too. So those three things are my main things, my main focus to help people at the same time to bring income. I could tell you when it comes to mentors, I remember way back, my Henry Silver, he took me under his wings at the dealership because they said when I first started, they said I wouldn't make it. They said.
How did that make you feel though?
I love that because I love to be the underdog. I love to prove somebody wrong. But the funny thing is I'm proving somebody wrong, not for them, for myself, and they said I wouldn't make it because I was too transparent. I was too kind. I was too nice, they said. And then Henry, he's just like me. He said, don't listen to them. I got you. And he showed me the roadmap to be a successful salesman. And Henry Silver basically guided me. He showed me how to make sure I remove myself. And understanding it's all about the customers, finding the customers' needs and wants, and making sure you understand, if it fits their family's budget and so on and so forth. And of course, the money will come. I remember he showed me a check. I was like, wow, we could make that much money selling cars. What? I wish I known that before.
Sign me up, right?
Sign me up.
Sign me up.
Exactly. Absolutely. So for the sales, for the car business, Henry Silver was the one that absolutely guided me for me to be successful right now.
So Henry Silver actually took you up under his wings, and he's the reason why you are at the top of your game right now. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Now, is he still around? Is he still in the car business now?
So when I met him, when I first started, he was just a salesperson, and now he is a general manager at a different dealership. Well deserved, absolutely well deserved. Okay. So he's still doing it. Yep.
Okay, that's great to know. So, what's your biggest surprise or your biggest aha moment? Because in the business, we all have that aha moment. What's your biggest aha moment in the last 6 to 12 months?
6 to 12 months. Well,
yeah.
Aha. I mean, I was able to sell 5 cars in one day. Wow. And with everything that's going on, and for me to make that happen, I was like, wow, that's crazy. I was like, aha, it's doable. I was like, wow, that's doable. And that would be the one. 5 cars in one day. 5 people signed up. I think I delivered maybe 2 or 3 cars, but I had 5 people come in and sign up for the car. So that was definitely my aha moment.
So that's huge. So you actually did that during the Corona, what's going on in the world. You were able to deliver the 5 cars in one day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge. What is one thing that you wish that you, let me just back up a little bit. Yep. What is one thing you wish you had known when you started your career? I'm going to repeat that again. What's one thing that you wish you had known when you first started your career? Because I know you said that Henry took you up under your wings when you first started, right? Mm-hmm. So is there one thing out there that you could have oh, I wish I would have known that?
Well, the thing is, I wish I known how successful a person could be being a car salesman. So it was prior to starting working there. I wish I known that I would have went through that route first before I did 9 years at this collection company. So if I known that, I could have definitely be a salesman way before that, because you're able to help people and make so much money. And I was like, that's a no-brainer. So that would be what I would say.
So it's funny that you say that, because me being in the car business for 21 years. I actually went to, I played basketball in high school and college, and didn't, that's what actually paid for my education. I got my associates and my bachelor's. And when I got in the car business.
Woo, can you celebrate that though? Let's celebrate that. Woo.
No, let me just get to my point. So listen, so I said the same thing you said tonight. Mm-hmm. I've said that over the years, right? And I got this aha moment right now, because I used to think, and I used to say this, well, if I'd have known what I know now, I wouldn't have went to college. I would have went right from high school to the car business, right? Mm-hmm. And I figure I would have been farther ahead, right? Made more money. I wouldn't have spent my time doing that, right? Mm-hmm. So I said the same thing that you are saying tonight. But let me just say this. What I did learn over the years is that I needed that learning experience to get where I am today, right? So I had to go through the things that I went through in order to get where I am today.
Yeah. Absolutely. I do agree. I absolutely agree. I think you nailed it. There's so many things I learned from that company. However, to answer the question, yes, I wish I'd done, the sales part of my personal business prior, but what we have learned through before we get there, that's definitely helpful. Absolutely. It's definitely needed that. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, you nailed it.
I want to say this is that, the hats that you wear is relatable to everything that you do because you have to be that people person, right? When you're in the car business, you have to be relatable to your customers, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. That's
and
key.
then when you're hosting, you have to be relatable to your clients, right?
Audience,
your
Audience.
In your other business with helping people get excellent credit, you still have to be relatable to them, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to be a leader, right? Yeah. So I'm just taking my hat off to you. If I had a hat on, I would take my hat off to you because the things that you're doing, you have to be able to deal with people and you have to be able to understand what they're going through and be sympathetic for the things that they are going through, right? Because you're in the people business. I'm doing a lot of talking, but I'm trying to get to my point here. But in the people business, how does that make you feel? Because 3 things that you do, the 3 hats that you wear, you know, besides being, let me say, you're a salesperson, you're a host.
The host, yeah.
The host.
Yeah.
So you're a sales professional. You're the host. You are a regional what? Sales director, right? In your own business. You help people get excellent credit. And then you're a father and you're a husband, right? But the first 3, you help people. How do you wear those hats? You know, as far as helping the people, how do you do that? I mean, I know how I do it, but how do you do it?
First of all, you've been doing it for 21 years, so my hat get absolutely take off to you too. Indeed. So the thing is, like, God always is my foundation. He shows me how to deal with people, how to, because when in the car business, so many different people comes through the door. Some people come to the door like they walk on water, and you have to cater to their needs. So with this business, you have to remove yourself. Once you learn to know that it's not about you, it's about making sure they are good, making sure that you're pleasing them, making sure that they are satisfied. Sometimes they say perception is key. You might think you're doing a great job, but this person's like, oh my goodness, this Host Valcin thing, I don't like him. I don't like the way he's treating me. But the thing is, you have to find a way to, like you said, to relate to them. You know, if they speak a language, I find 1 or 2 words and say it to them, just to make them feel comfortable and making sure I'm able to relate to them. And at the same time, remove myself and making sure that I cater to them.
You know what? You have branded yourself for the things that you do, being the host or your host, right?
Yeah.
The host, right? But you have branded yourself where not only have you branded yourself in Boston, Massachusetts, you branded yourself across across other states with one selling cars in different states, right? Because I know we talked about it one time. I mean, you sold cars in 6 different states. You get referrals from people in Florida. You get referrals from people. I mean, you have sold even a car in Michigan. I'm like, man, what do you do in Michigan? Stay out of Michigan. So all the states that you have sold cars in and the things you have done, you have branded yourself where you're not only that top sales professional, but I mean, you're hosting. You're the event sponsor. You're wearing that hat.
Indeed. I had the privilege to host, I believe, in Mexico, 3 weddings, Jamaica, 2, Aruba, Bahamas, and I'm blessed for them to just pretty much, they pay for everything. Resort, airline, everything is paid for. So I just buy a ticket for my wife, and she come for the vacation pretty much. And I could tell you, it's a humble experience because I used to host for food way back.
Wait a minute, what do you mean you used to host for food? I'm confused.
For 7 years ago, I would say, hey, let me host for you, just feed me. Yeah, nobody knows that. I used to say, let me just come and talk on the mic because I had a vision, and I said I had to get myself out there. Just feed me. You don't gotta pay me, and I'll host for you.
So I just learned 2 things about you. Are you in the market for a new or used car? Whether you're in the Metro Detroit area or anywhere in the U.S., call or text me at 248-301-0461. And I go to work on getting you the best deal possible. That's right. We're delivered anywhere in the U.S. Call or text me at 248-301-0461. You were Ubering, you went to the dealership and you said, are you hiring? They said no. So you stayed persistent. You showed up to work. You showed up early. Then you started just working for food.
Yeah, I was to just feed me. I'll host your events.
Wow. You know what? You
Yeah.
got your vision. When you have the vision for what you want to do, you just go after it. Where did that come from? I mean, you just didn't wait. Where did all that come from, Charldyn?
I gotta say, I mean, I gotta definitely take my hat off to my father. He's a go-getter. He does everything. I mean, I'm gonna be honest and very transparent. He's never really there, but this thing that he have left, he's here. I'm gonna be honest. He's here. He could be. As I was growing up, he wasn't really there. He was always providing. When I was in Haiti, he was here, and when we all came here, he would go to Haiti, making sure everything is all set. The businesses in Haiti are good, in the houses and things like that. But he was never really in my life. Okay. But I see the way he moves. I see how he's a go-getter. I see he's a provider. So I took all those things from him, making sure that, you know what, I'm going to find a way to do all those things at the same time, making sure that I'm not lacking time with my sons and my wife and everybody like that. So that's what I got. I got it from my father pretty much. He's a go-getter. He does everything.
This leads to my next question. What is one of the biggest failures that you've had in your life, and how did you learn from it?
Yeah, one of the biggest failure I had.
Yes,
I had a lot. I fell in love with failure.
What stands out in your mind?
I'm gonna get there. I could tell you. I'm gonna get there. But I have fell in love with failure. I have fell in love with it. Where it's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. I had to learn how to making sure that I make time for my family. So pretty much where I had to stop and understood that, yes, you're doing all this. Yes, you're doing all that. But spending time with your loved one is everything. And I found myself straying away from that. So I fell in that department a little bit, and I had to readjust. I had to rebalance myself and making sure that I was able to spend more time with my family. So that's one thing that I definitely went through that process. I think that I fell in that department, but however, got back up and definitely balance it out, making sure the wife is happy, making sure the boys are good, and spending time with them.
Charldyn, you know what they say, right? Happy wife, happy life.
Exactly.
Is that a true statement?
I concur. Absolutely. And I learned that real fast. Absolutely. What
are some of the best tips that are working for you right now that you could share with the lead generation? Because I know, Charldyn, I want to tell our audience, how old are you? Because you look like you're like 29, 30 years old.
Oh, thank you. I'm 29.
How old are you?
I'm 34 years old.
And I shouldn't have just dived in on your age, but I mean,
that's okay.
I want everyone that watches this video to understand your passion for what you're doing, because you have an old soul, but a young heart, and you're young. You know what I mean when I say that?
I heard that all my life. I thought different. I just always think differently. I always wanted to chill with the older person, all the people, all my friends. I'm always the youngest one, trying to learn from them, trying to see what they do, trying to see what what they doing and things like that, so I can learn from them. Absolutely.
So let's get back to my question. What are some tips that you can share with the lead generation? What are some tips that you can share?
Absolutely. So as I was growing up, we were always trained to find one thing that you like and be good at it. But things has changed. Things has changed where, why limit yourself? A millionaire has 7 streams of income. Why limit yourself to 1 stream of income when with this economy where you're able to just, go on your phone and make money? Don't limit yourself. LeBron James, he's playing basketball. He's doing commercials. He has sneakers. He's doing movies and things like that. So why, as a young man or young woman, limit yourself to one thing going crazy? Find something that you love. Find something that you love doing. That's like so key. If you're able to find something that you love and you're getting paid for it, it doesn't compare to anything whatsoever. Like even right now, helping people with their credit, I love it. I love it. I love it. Where I'm able to help somebody find a home, to make sure they have a roof over their family's head, and I was able to do that for my mother with this company I took care of my credit, making sure that they were all set, So absolutely find something that you love, making sure that you don't limit yourself, and always find a way to balance everything, because balance is key. And I always put God first. Always put God first. That's my belief. That's my foundation. Absolutely. I think that's what I would say to them. You guys got it. Just do it like Nike. Just do it.
I love what you say. Okay, just do it like Nike. Just do it, right? I like that.
Yeah.
Still talking to the lead generation. How important is social media? Because I follow you on Facebook. I follow you on Instagram. And you have, on your Instagram page, you have about 15,000 followers.
Just about, yeah.
And so, that's strong, Charldyn. So, how important is social media? Is social media that important nowadays? Right now?
I think social media is everything right now. It's everything right now. You're able to leverage the people that's following you. As a leader, you never know who's able to go ahead and DM you or message you. I tell you, I have people from different countries messaging me. Do you travel? Do you do this? Do you do that? From everywhere. You have to leverage your followers. It's only right. That's one of the best things to do. They support you, and they're going to, they believe in what you have on your Instagram or Facebook. Why not please them to, provide the information that they need? So to answer your question, social media is everything right now. Anybody out there, leverage, and definitely use social media. Absolutely.
So what is the biggest stigma that people have towards salespeople? I'm a woman in the car business, right? And I know what the biggest stigma is with women. But with you, it's different for you. When I say it's different for you, because you are self-motivated. You actually, again, I got to say this for the third time, you actually was Ubering. You went to a dealership. You were persistent at getting a job. And then another part, what I found out about you is that you actually worked for food. That's I'm going to take that story. I'm going to run with that story. You're going to be, I'm laughing because, this is another side of you that I had not seen. I know that you were driven and just self-motivated, but you have actually done some different things. You have you didn't knock on the doors. You knocked the door right open. You said, "Hi, I'm here. Charldyn is my name, and I'm here. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what I need to do." But anyway, what's your biggest stigma towards salespeople? And how do you combat that? How do you do that? Because you're from Haiti, right? Haiti, right?
Yeah.
You were, just what's the biggest stigma? Because sometimes people, when you open your mouth, when you talk, right? You have that grab, when you talk, it's like, who's that talking? You know how you that's how you go in the room when you command, and everybody, when you're hosting somewhere, you're not just hosting for the people that are paying you because you're not working for food anymore. Yes. But right. But you command the respect of everybody in the room, not just the wedding parties or the people that's paying you, but the guests. What's the biggest stigma towards you as a salesperson, as a host, the things that you do? How do you work with that?
Well, for me, it's my confidence. It's the confidence. When I walk with a purpose. And when you step into the dealership, this guy is not to pretty much be walked all over, but I'll be smiling doing it. And it's pretty much the fact that I'm confident and I am transparent. Because, they always say, oh, salesmen can't be trusted. That's way back in the day. Yeah. They used to say that and things like that. But everything's online now. Do your research, and everything's online. And we're able to pretty much help you by going through, doing your research and do everything before you come in. But I'm going to welcome you. I'm going to have my confidence with me. And you're going to know you can't walk all over me. But at the same time, we'll be smiling together and definitely find a car that fits your needs.
Are there any questions that I did not bring up or I did not ask you that you want to talk about?
Yes, I wanted to talk about, how you said about guidance and everything like that with the credit opportunity. I tell you, I got to definitely give a shout out to Kathy Washington, our VP. I tell you, she has been definitely a servant leader, leading us, making sure that the team are rocking, making sure that we definitely helping so many people. We're making an impact. So when you were asking me for who's helping you, and I'm thinking just the sales, but at the same time, I want to definitely give her a shout out because she's definitely helping us making an impact in this world pretty much, or in the US. I just want to say thank you, Kathy Washington, for definitely being a leader and advising us and making sure that we're good and helping others. So I just want to say that too. After that, I think, that's it.
Well, since you brought up our mentor, we got to dig into that for a couple minutes, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk. How did you meet Miss Kathy Washington? Who is Miss Kathy Washington?
So pretty much my social media, Instagram.
You're strong social media.
Yes. So I guess she was looking for influencer.
and then you are
an influencer, I guess. The host. Yeah, there I am. So yes, and she just messaged me and said, do you know anyone, that has less than perfect credit? And at that time, I didn't have perfect credit. I didn't have good credit at all. I didn't really know about credit like that. It was until I started working at a dealership, I learned how important credit was. And for me, I said, you know what? That's me. I needed help because I'm always trying to help the people with no credit. But it's funny because sometimes we want to save the next person, but we don't save ourselves. When you're in the airline, they always say before you go, help somebody, put your vest on first.
Yeah.
And I said, sign me up. I was kind of skeptical because I don't know her, but the way she was talking, she was confident. She seemed like there was something great about this company. And I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and sign up. I took a leap of faith and I was able to raise my credit and get a 2-family home for my family. My mother's upstairs, my father, my uncle, my sister's upstairs. Yes, thank you. And I'm downstairs on the first floor with my wife and my 2 boys. And I tell you, that was one of the biggest things I ever done to definitely provide for the family. And she didn't give up on me. And then to the point where now when whatever's going on right now, the dealership was closed. I couldn't host, but this company was able to have me provide for my family and getting paid every Thursday and just helping people pretty much. So I'm grateful to her and definitely thank you, God.
well, I got to give a shout out to our VP, Ms. Kathy Washington, because actually when I met Ms. Kathy Washington, my mother had just passed and she actually stayed in touch with me. She was persistent. She was texting, she was calling, she was pissing. That was me. I would have been there, gave up on myself. Sometimes I'm only going to reach out to you so many times, right? Then I'm going to have you come back to me. But she came into my life at a great time. And I didn't know how much she would change my life, but she helped me by staying in contact with me and being persistent. And I knew about the credit piece. I knew about the opportunity. I knew about being able to help my customers, get their credit together, right? But I wasn't ready. But she actually stayed persistent. And the one thing I've learned from her is that you got to always stay persistent. In the car business, you can stay persistent. And then we'll stay persistent, we'll stop. But you always, when a person opens that door, you got to bust it wide open, just like you did when you got in the car business. You got to bust it wide open. And she helped change my life kind of spiritually, as far as, now, people don't really know that I got that side of me that if I talk to you and I know you're going through something, I would say, you know what? Do I need to pray for you? What do I need to, what do I need to make things right? And God just put the right words in my mouth, right?
Amen.
And then, that's that side of me, that's a missionary side. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, you talking to me? So that's growth of the change that she's done in my life, so we both have had a great experience with Miss Kathy Washington. So she has helped change both of our lives.
Yes.
Let me get on to my next question is, if a
sales director.
Right. Let me just get on to my next question is, if listeners wanted to get in contact with you and follow you online, give us your social media platforms. How would they get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So everything is pretty much Host Valcin. No one knows me by Charldyn anymore unless you're my back in the day friends. I tell you, he's a host or Valcin, So everywhere. So pretty much on Facebook, Host Valcin, Instagram at host_Valcin. That's HOST_VALCIN. Host Valcin. And I always give my number. I don't care if people call me because I'm very personable. So you could always call me at 857-399-3565. I feel like I'm doing a commercial.
But you got to repeat it twice.
857-399-3565. Absolutely.
Okay, so this leads to my last question is, and I just got to make sure I read it from my card because I got to stay on focus. But what are your top tips on becoming a no-limiter auto salesperson and achieving a personal record-breaking month?
Every time somebody else comes in the dealership, it's a new deal. If you spend, I remember I had 5 hours almost with a customer. That was my first week. 5 hours or more they didn't even buy. And that could have just killed me right there.
Wow.
5 hours. We brought the car to his wife at his wife's job. We went to pick up his kid from school in the car, everything. And he didn't buy. So once this person doesn't buy, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. All right. Don't get discouraged. Keep on keeping on. Secondly, making sure that the customer's need has to be met. You have to make sure they needs and they wants. Find a hot button. Ask them, what do you care for? What do you need? What's a break it or make it, or what is important to you? Pretty much. That's important. And then once they tell you on a test drive, make sure you show them exactly what the features they were asking for and what they do. And last but not least, making sure that you guys basically never give up. Never give up. Just keep going pretty much. I think I gave 3 already. Find the hot buttons, making sure, find out what's important to the customers and making sure that they are satisfied. So
I'm going to talk about 3 things that I got from this whole interview with you tonight. One is you got to be self-motivated. You have to be persistent if you want to do something, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
First of all, you got to have that love for people, and the business that you're in, customer service, you have to be on your P's and Q's with customer service. Number 3 was one of the first things that you said in the beginning when I said happy wife, happy life. No matter what you do and the hats that you wear, you have to just make sure that your home life is happy.
Yes.
Because no matter all the hats you wear and the things that you do, when you lay your head at home, whether you're there, whether you sleep 5 hours a night, 6 hours a night, you got to go home to your spouse or your loved one or your kids. So you got to make sure that home is happy, right?
Absolutely. So,
I got a lot of other things that I got tonight, but I really just wanted to bring that out. And then shout out to your 2 mentors, Henry, right? Shout out to him that helped you, actually got you in the car business, and shout out to your dad, for being, making you are the very God-fearing man. And then shout out to Miss Kathy Washington that has helped change your life too.
Indeed.
So I want to thank you for being on No Limiter podcast, where we interview top salespeople, not only in Michigan, but in the United States, and auto professional people in the business. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on our next episode.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the No Limiter podcast with Regina Eileen Woodard. Remember to subscribe and review the No Limiter podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, and the No Limiter podcast YouTube channel. Every listen and review helps to get this podcast out to as many no limiters like you as possible.